According to Governor Timothy N.J. Antoine, financial literacy and inclusion are strategic priorities for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. He was speaking at a regional event to announce the results of the Financial Literacy and Financial Inclusion Survey. Financial inclusion refers to access to a range of financial services, while financial literacy refers to the ability to understand and use financial knowledge for personal financial management. Governor Antoine called for partnerships in the ECCB in fashioning and executing a strategy to advance financial literacy and inclusion in the currency union.
When it comes to our personal finances, we must hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And never forget, hope is not a strategy. I say that around here all the time. You guys know me. Every citizen should aspire to be financially literate and resilient. So, armed with the results of this survey and seized with a sense of urgency, I now issue a clarion call for a coalition of partners, champions, institutionally and individually, to join the ECCB as we craft a strategy to scale up financial literacy and inclusion in the ECCU.
The governor suggested that this could be achieved through strong collective commitments such as collaboration between the ECCU's Ministries of Education and the Caribbean Examinations Council to make financial literacy a high priority for high school graduates. Governor Antoine also said that if every workplace, starting with governments, offered financial wellness programs, this would be a giant stride in push for financial resilience and wealth creation.
Do you imagine what our currency union would be if every citizen were financially literate? Let's do that thought experiment for this moment. Could you imagine what this currency union would be if every citizen were financially literate? We would be thriving, I think. Could you imagine if every high school graduate in the ECCU were financially literate? To achieve this, we need our Ministries of Education and the Caribbean Examination Council to make this outcome a high priority. I am sick and tired of people with plenty subjects and no skills, including money management skills. That's a life skill. How could you graduate with 12, 14, 15, or 25 subjects and can't manage a checkbook? There's something wrong about that picture, folks, that does not sit easily or rest easily with me. And I hope there is some also righteous indignation, for want of a better term, at least a discomfort about this situation that would propel us to action, because that's what we want today.
Governor Antoine noted that the ECCB's Financial Literacy and Financial Inclusion Survey itself was made possible through partnerships with the OECS Commission and the World Bank-funded Caribbean Digital Transformation Project.
The survey reveals, and I won't say much because the big reveal is going to come shortly, that 1 in 2 persons in the ECCU are not financially resilient. So if I survey this room, I can safely conclude that some of us are not financially resilient. It's just statistics, and I don't cast any aspersions. We have a big challenge on our hands. When I think of financial literacy or financial resilience, I think of it as the capacity to absorb and bounce forward, not back, forward from a shock, such as a health event, a job loss, an economic downturn, a natural disaster, or even a pandemic. And let's face it, there are persons in our currency union who have experienced all of these shocks over the last 5 years. I want to situate the work that we're doing this morning, because we have to see people and see situations. This is not about numbers and statistics. Development is always about people. We have to see people even as we understand the numbers.
The central bank governor also said that over the past 21 years, the ECCB has sought to raise the level of financial literacy through its savings and investment courses, its annual Financial Information Month, and in the past 7 years through its weekly podcast, ECCB Connects. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.